Sizzling heat is on the way for the weekend here in southern Wisconsin. Sunday going on into Monday. Just how high those heat index values will get and the chances for severe storms coming up.
Plus, the latest on a Sun Prairie West high school staff member accused of child sex crimes.
And later, local Representative Sheila Stubbs looks to create a task force focused on African-American women and girls. And we welcome you to News 3 Now at 6. Good evening. I'm Eric Franke.
And I'm Sarah Carlson.
We start with weather, where the high temperatures and humidity we have felt this week could be returning by the end of the weekend.
Yeah, we could once again see temperatures over 90, followed by chances for storms. The First Warn Weather Team has been busy tracking these conditions. And let's head straight to Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington with all of the details.
Yeah, we're less than 48 hours away from dangerous temperatures, getting back up to near 90 on Sunday, 92 on Monday. That's what the mercury is going to read on your thermometer, but that's not what it's going to feel like outside as we go Sunday going on into Monday. Right now, those temperatures out there where they should be for this time of year, right around 80 to 84. We got an 84 in the Dells, 81 in Janesville, 82 in the Wisconsin River Valley. But remember, those dew points are in the 60s to near 70, so it feels a little bit warmer. That sticky weather still out there. 80 in Madison, 80 in Deerfield, 84 to the southeast in Jefferson, or in Edgerton rather, and 81 to the north and west on Highway 14. Let's plan the evening. 8 is going to be a common number here for the next few hours as we move towards the 10 o'clock hour and the 10 o'clock newscast. Back down into the 70s. A muggy night tonight. Clouds will be on the increase as we move into the overnight as well, along with an increase in shower and storm chances. Those shower and storm chances are going to carry on through the early part of Saturday. You're going to want to join me here in a few minutes. I'll show you when those showers and storms will get into southern Wisconsin, how far north they get, and then the very latest after a hot Sunday on the potential for severe weather. We're going to track that cluster of storms together in a few minutes.
Sounds great, Alex. Thank you. Be sure to track the forecast for yourself on the First Warn Weather app. It has hourly planners, road conditions, and radar. You can download this for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather.
The former Sun Prairie staff member who's accused of having child pornography is expected in court next week. This is Robert Gilkey Meisegeier. The 30-year-old is a former dean of students and physical education teacher at Sun Prairie West High School. He could be facing 49 counts of possession of child pornography, 2 counts of sexual exploitation of a child, 1 count of possession of virtual child pornography, and 1 count of failure to report abused or neglected children by a school administrator.
I would be very concerned if I was a parent in the Sun Prairie School District. But from the police department, I want parents to have these tough conversations with their children, to explain to them exactly what to look for. Sometimes children don't realize that they're a victim in the moment. But from a parent who's got some life experience behind them, they may see that perspective in a totally different way, and to teach their children what to look for. What is normal, what is not as normal.
The chief also said some of this happened at Sun Prairie West and some of the students there are involved in the case. Download the Channel 3000 app to be up to date when the district attorney announces a decision on charges in the case. We also have a link of resources for parents and students on our website right now.
The victim of a shooting on Madison's north side is dead after spending several days in critical condition. Madison police arrived at an apartment building on Schlimgen Avenue early Tuesday morning, where they found a 30-year-old man with gunshot wounds. He was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. Multiple people have been detained, including a person of interest. A gun was also recovered from the apartment unit. Detectives are still investigating, though, whether it was the weapon used in the shooting. A man is now in custody and facing charges in a Wisconsin Dells shooting that left 1 person injured. Police in Chicago arrested this suspect late last night. He now faces charges of first-degree attempted homicide. Wisconsin Dells police say the shooting happened Wednesday near the roundabout at Highway 12 and Fitzgerald Road. Officers found 1 person with a gunshot wound. The victim was taken to the hospital, but that person's current condition has not been released, and the investigation continues.
Now to an update on the death of a grad student, Elliot Hines. The La Crosse Police Department now saying they have not found any criminal conduct related to her death following a preliminary autopsy. Hines' body was found in the Mississippi River Wednesday morning near Brownsville, Minnesota, after going missing early Sunday. Final autopsy results will not be complete for several months.
We're continuing to follow the story of Governor Evers' announcement that he will not run for re-election next year. This has paved the way for an open primary for that seat, and already the lieutenant governor announced this morning she will run for the top job. We sat down with Dane County Congressman Mark Pocan, who helps work behind the scenes in some of these primaries, and we asked him what is ahead for the 2026 election.
I wish everyone well who runs in the various primaries. And after August, I'll probably get involved in backing people, whoever wins, obviously, the nomination. But right now, my focus really, it's so important to have a majority in both houses in the state and in the U.S. House of Representatives that I'm going to put all my efforts towards that.
And you can see more from this interview on For the Record, Sunday at 10:30, right here on News 3 Now. In Wisconsin in 2020, the black female homicide victimization rate was double the previous years.
Well, local Representative Sheila Stubbs is trying again to create a state task force focused on African-American women and girls and says it needs investment from lawmakers to make any change. Arman Rahman is at the Capitol with more.
To try and get a state law enforcement task force created focused on missing and murdered African-American women and girls, Representative Sheila Stubbs says the third time now has to be the charm.
Say her name, Sade Carlina Robinson.
Machina Scarborough joined a coalition supporting the task force, a coalition no one wants to be a part of.
But the things that I've learned from our experiences being a crime victim is the worst possible club you want to be in. This is not a club you want to join.
Her daughter, Sade Robinson, was brutally killed and dismembered in Milwaukee last April by Maxwell Anderson. With family of other black women and girls missing or murdered, Scarborough called for the legislature to do more.
This is needed. It's urgent. There needs to be a network between families. When you have a missing or murdered individual, there needs to be a systemic way of having the data, triaging it, getting resources quicker.
A coalition no one wants to be a part of. This would try to bring family members together with law enforcement and outside foundations to improve data collection and develop methods to address and reduce violence.
I'm demanding that we get justice. I'm demanding that this bill be heard in both houses and passed in both houses, because it's time that this bill becomes law.
Representative Stubbs is still pushing the task force through in a separate bill after the Republican-controlled Budget Writing Committee dropped Attorney General Josh Call's request for it from the state budget. Call says it's important the bill involves lawmakers and includes at least one full-time position in the Department of Justice to oversee it.
I certainly don't want to see a bill pass without the resources, because this is a really significant issue that takes the investment of time and resources.
Next Friday, Anderson faces a life sentence for Robinson's murder, but the day marks just another for her mother.
Next Friday, it's 16 months that I have not seen my daughter. 16 months from the last time I got to speak to my daughter. I got to hug my daughter.
Reporting at the state capitol, Arman Rahman, News 3 Now.
Arman, thank you. Stubbs' bill is now circulating for co-sponsors before it heads to both the Assembly and Senate.
92 people in Wisconsin are now losing their jobs due to federal funding cuts. Today, the University of Wisconsin announced the end of its extension program that provides nutrition education to thousands of people. UW says the president's recent bill eliminating funding for SNAP Ed, which financed the program known as FoodWise. All of Wisconsin's congressional Republicans voted in favor of that bill. UW says it's exploring alternatives to sustain some of the program's work. And in response to the news, Wisconsin's Democratic members of Congress released a joint statement reading in part, quote, "Sadly, we are watching vital resources that Wisconsin families rely on to stay healthy and help put food on the table being stripped away. Also, Republicans in Congress and President Trump can give out tax breaks for the wealthy," end quote. Well, coming up on News 3 Now at 6, millions of Americans are caught between caring for both their kids and parents. We'll share some tips that can help.
Plus, the push to remove fluoride from public drinking water continues as the FDA prepares to take further steps. What health experts are saying about the effort.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Roughly 70 million Americans make up what some are calling the sandwich generation. That's the label given to adults caring for their kids and also their aging parents simultaneously. Estate planning attorney Candace Dellacona hosts a podcast to help guide the sandwich generation. Her first tip: get the documents in order, including a power of attorney for finances and health. She says this starts with a conversation with your loved one, which may force them to face their own mortality.
I always tell people that you should start from a place of love and caring and say the reason why you want to have the conversation is so that whatever happens in the future and the way they age is reflective of their wishes. And you want to help them achieve whatever it is that they see as their future.
But don't forget to take care of yourself as well. Dellacona says build in breaks And remember to ask for help when you need it.
Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has pledged to make America healthy again, and that includes a campaign against fluoride. And this is a debate we've already seen in Dane County with DeForest removing fluoride from its water. The CDC's recommended fluoride concentration right now is 0.7 milligrams per liter of water. That's equal to about 3 drops of water in a 55-gallon barrel. However, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. wants it to be removed altogether. HHS and the EPA are reviewing a report from the National Toxicology Program linking high levels of fluoride, more than double the recommended amount, to lower IQ in children. However, experts say there was insufficient data to determine the impact of lower levels. And most dentists agree that fluoride in water is safe and effective, and they believe politicians should leave science to the experts.
It is a complex problem, and they should give money and funding to do the studies. So when we talk based on data, and we don't talk based on feelings.
Meanwhile, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration appears to be ready to move forward with a plan to ban prescription fluoride supplements. Still ahead, the movie lineup for this year's rooftop cinema is revealed.
Plus, we take a look at a community garden in Wisconsin being cared for and harvested by a rather unlikely source.
And will we see more dangerous heat this weekend? Alex returns with a complete forecast after the break.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back, everyone. The Madison Museum of Contemporary Art is revealing their rooftop cinema lineup for the 2025 season. The rooftop cinema will feature 4 movies inspired by this year's Wisconsin Triennial Exhibition, which is on display until September. The show begins next Thursday with the film The Cathedral of New Emotions. Admission is free and movies start at 9 p.m. Each week you can bring a blanket or chair. Snacks will be available to buy.
A community garden in Green Bay is getting help from some inmates at the Brown County Jail. It was last summer when the jail first added raised beds to an empty outdoor courtyard, planting the first seeds for the community garden. The inmates started this year's garden back in May and have weekly classes where they learn different aspects of gardening. When it's time to harvest the plants, all of that produce is donated to a local food pantry.
I feel proud. We're giving back to the community. We're helping those in need, and it's nice to be able to show progress and something we're doing as we're here.
Jail officials hope to add more raised garden beds in the future.
Well, Madison Magazine is looking for you to vote on the best places to work. This annual nomination and staff survey provides local employers an opportunity to learn more about the engagement and satisfaction of their employees, and then honor those who deliver an outstanding work experience. Nominations for the 2026 Best Places to Work are now open through August 22nd. The winners will be celebrated along with our Best of Madison Business Award winners at Madison Magazine's annual luncheon next February.
Well, the hot and humid conditions will continue, especially with the later part of the weekend. Alex joins us now. A complete look at your forecast.
And let's take a look at the Cliff Notes version Saturday and Sunday. 84 Saturday, 90 on Sunday, with early storm chances Saturday and more storm chances as we go into Sunday night. So we're going to track the heat and track the storms here together. First, the heat index values upwards of 105 degrees. Alert day conditions expected Sunday afternoon and Monday afternoon. What about those heat index values? 95 to 100 degrees later Sunday afternoon going on into Sunday evening. We cool down into the 70s overnight, and then there are those triple-digit heat index values as high as 108. So this is actually up just a little bit from some of the earlier newscasts this afternoon and this evening in Lone Rock and in Janesville. Look at Monroe, 110-degree heat index potential as we go into Monday evening. All part of the 3 things you need to know: storms and then heat, storms and then heat. Those storms tonight and a little bit of patchy fog, scattered showers and storms expected on Saturday before that heat really sizzles by the time we get to Sunday. We have a couple showers and a couple of rumbles of thunder out there out near the Sauk Prairie area near the intersection of Highway 60 and Highway 12. So we're heavy downpour in Sauk City right now, and a heavy downpour just west of the community of Dane where we have the County Road Y intersecting with 113. Those are the only 2 showers that are out there, but they're going to come down pretty heavy because of all the humidity that we have in the atmosphere. The rest of Radar 3000 is quiet now, but that won't be the case all night going on into Saturday. A few isolated showers, maybe a rumble of thunder between Monroe and Janesville around midnight. A couple thunderstorms, Janesville over towards Elkhorn as we head towards 3 o'clock in the morning. More showers and a few thunderstorms right around 6 o'clock in the morning on Saturday from Madison and areas to the south and towards the east. Those showers and storms really eyeing up, let's say, the Wisconsin River Valley over to Madison, over to Watertown through the late morning hours. Few and far between showers and storms, meaning it's not going to be a complete washout, but scattered showers and thunderstorms nonetheless. Areas north and west of Madison may not experience any shower and storm activity at all. Then Sunday going into Sunday night, keeping a close eye on a cluster of thunderstorms that could bring us not only heavy rainfall, but strong winds. Give you a first glimpse of that. Here it comes down the I-39, I-90 corridor, hitting Camp Douglas right around 5, 6 o'clock Monday morning, getting down towards the Madison area, southwest Wisconsin as we head towards Monday at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. And then it's out of here by the late morning, and then those temperatures are going to go right up. In fact, the shower and storm activity could add more water to the atmosphere, making again for those high heat index values as we go later into Sunday going on into Monday. There's that 90 and 92 degree temperature on Monday with heat index values once again 105 to 110 possibly as we go into Monday evening. Tuesday, another cold front coming through the area, bringing in refreshing temperatures. Concerts on the Square, heads up on that. I think we're going to be good either Wednesday evening and for sure by Thursday.
Just got my eye on Tuesday.
I know. Focus.
Exactly. Thank you, Alex.
Thanks, Alex. Well, the Wisconsin State Fair is less than a week away, and while cream puffs, of course, are the iconic go-to, there are plenty of new food items that are getting attention with this year's Sporkies.
I love this. 8 finalists have been picked for this year. They're a hunk of fat Elvis donut ice cream sandwich. That one gets my vote. Blueberry breakfast bratwurst, brat rangoon.
I don't think they want that sound effect from me.
Sorry. Brat rangoon. The gochujang smash burger with kimchi bacon jam. Mexican street corn pizza. The pretzeroni pizza brat. S'mores churro fires. And uba butter banana French toast lumpia. If I said those incorrectly, my apologies. But
I'm pretty sure you did, but that's okay. Any of them jump out at you? You said you liked the first one, right?
Yeah, I'll take the ice cream.
What was that?
With
The ice cream thing with the donuts in it?
Yeah.
Anything with s'mores is a yes for me.
That's usually pretty safe. I like the pizza brat too.
Yeah, I could go
I'd try it.
Yeah.
You got any kind of brat, you got to try in
But
Wisconsin.
s'mores churro fries.
Yeah, I'll take it. I mean, anything with s'mores, marshmallow, chocolate, it's for me.
Meanwhile, there had a gathering up today in Green Bay. It's the shareholders thing, and it's a kind of a special day in the history of this team, too, a changing of the guard of sorts.
It really is, like you said, normally kind of a mundane day on this shareholders day, unless you're a shareholder, of course. But coming up in sports, we'll tell you why a changing of the guard in Green Bay is a big day. Get to know the Packers' new president next on News 3 Now. It is a new day in Green Bay. The Packers president Mark Murphy's 17-year tenure in Titletown is over. Under Murphy's leadership, the Green and Gold won a Super Bowl, transitioned from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers and Rodgers to Jordan Love, and built the Titletown district. The beloved figure hands the reins over to Ed Policy, who has been with the team since 2012, serving as vice president and COO. As far as the transition goes, Policy says they're more similar than you'd think.
One of the media members, one of the local media members, asked me, what's the biggest difference between you and Mark Murphy? And the first thing that came to mind was, well, I'm less tall.
For us, giving back to the community through financial donations and development of Titletown and, how we treat our fans, it's all part of supporting the community. I'm very humbled.
The MLB Best Brewers got a much-deserved day off yesterday, returning from the West Coast to host the Marlins. The last time the crew had the best record in baseball this late into the season was 1982, which also happens to be the only year they ever reached the World Series. Wearing those throwback logos today at AmFam, and in the fourth inning, Jackson Chourio jacks his 17th home run of the season. The solo shot tied things at 1, but in the 7th, the Fish blew it open. A bases-clearing triple sealed the deal as the crew lose 5-1. But the fun doesn't stop after 27 outs today to celebrate the Brewers' 25th season at Miller Park, or AmFam Field, whatever you want to call it. They are hosting an alumni home run derby that should be a doozy. Ryan Braun, Prince Fielder, and the best of the best in the last 25 years in the Brewers' history will duke it out. We'll have the highlights tonight. Next week, the Crew play the Cubs in a critical series in Milwaukee. On Tuesday night, you can watch one of those games right on our sister station, Television Wisconsin. And we finish back with the Pack with a social media shout out. Oregon native and Marquette men's basketball coach Shaka Smart was at Packers training camp today, a well-known Green Bay fan. What a cool experience for the Oregon native.
Yeah, truly special day up in Green Bay, and we'll have more tonight at 10. Let's go to Alex. Final check of the forecast.
All eyes on alert day conditions for Sunday going into Monday. Heat index values upwards of 105 degrees. It's not going to be that hot on Saturday, but highs around 84, maybe a couple showers and a couple thunderstorms, Madison, south and east. Final cold front Tuesday going on into Wednesday, and then we cool on down. And at 10, I'm going to go even further into the forecast and let you know how our temperatures are going to shape up going into early August.
Thanks for joining us at 6. Entertainment Tonight is coming up next.
And we'll see you back here at 10 o'clock. Find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000+.